I'm nervous. Really, really getting nervous. I've had lots of friends tell me about how do you overcome being nervous talking in front of a group. Any of you ever talked in front of a group before? Mm-hmm. Well, they say, well, you look at somebody in the back, pick up Rachel, or pick up somebody up here. And the other thing they say is you should imagine everybody out there naked. Suddenly I feel very overdressed. And I don't want to see anybody naked at my age, especially the guy I see in the mirror. So I try to actually see everybody with more on instead of less. So I'm hoping I'll do a good job, and if I do a good job Thursday, then maybe they'll have me back next year. The good news is if they do bring me back next year, I probably won't have to have any new material because I don't think anybody's going to remember what I do next Thursday. Now, is anybody in here, anybody in the room here that knows me outside of this group? Anybody? Anybody know me? Anybody know that I occasionally talk a little bit?
Amen!
Thanks, Jessica. Thanks a lot. Well, I know that there's a funny thing. This is a true story. I was in Nashville last summer and talking to a friend and doing some business, and I left, and all of a sudden I got a text from her, and it said, "Boy, is he a talker." Somehow I don't think that text was intended for me. And she tried to cover up for it and so forth, but I know I talk too much. In fact, I got an email last week, and with all due respect, Joe, I got an email from God. Okay, and the email said, "Steve, we got a little bit of a situation here, because we haven't had this many prayers since we had to send Clarence Oddbody down to rescue George Bailey. And the prayers are all the same. Will you please shut him up?" He talks and he talks and he talks, and in fact there's a 12-step group for people that talk too much. It's called On and On. I know. And I'm a charter member of that group.
Oh my gosh.
Well, anyway, God says we have the solution all worked out. We're going to bring Steve home early.
Sorry.
Okay? And then we checked his credentials, and they weren't quite in line. And then the sealing thing was we got a petition. And the petition was from your own mother. And it was from your sister Carol, and it was from your Aunt Norma, and your Uncle Dick, and on, all these people that are going on to heaven. And the petition said, we listened to them for years down there. We've got peace and quiet up here now. Can't we have at least a few more years before you bring them up here? And so I guess I'll be just a little bit further along. Has anybody here ever heard of Robin Williams? Mm-hmm. He is the comedian Robin Williams. Yeah. Robin Williams, Mork and Mindy and all that. Well, believe it or not, this is actually, at least part of the story is true, okay? Everything in comedy, part of it's true. Robin Williams is actually in Atlanta right now. And he's filming a movie. It's a Christmas movie. He's in Norcross yesterday. And a friend of my son's, who is also a comedian, met him 2 weeks ago Sunday, on Sunday night, in a club. And they had a mutual friend, and they ended up talking for 2 hours. Okay? And my son's friend was telling me this, and I was a little bit, bummed out that I didn't get to meet him. He's one of my heroes. If I were going to be a comedian, he'd be one of the people I would try to pattern myself after. And so I told Matt, I said, gee, I sure wish I'd get a chance to meet Robin Williams. He said, well, you may have your chance. Because he's going to be here for 3 weeks. He's going to be around town, and he's going to come see me, not me, but see Matt do some stand-up comedy. So, if he invites me to that, then I might meet him. In fact, I had heard he might be here today. And I look around, and I don't see him. But I do see a couple of people that look a little bit like Mrs. Doubtfire. So one of you is Robin Williams. Will the real Robin Williams please stand up and let me know you're here? Thanks. That's all I have for you today.
Yeah.